The only thing that you should fear is fear. Because living a life captive inside of fear is not a life fully lived. You have to jump off the ledge and know that the parachute will open. You can't open the parachute before you jump off.
Men today are prioritizing themselves, their peace, their happiness, their freedom over trying to save women. And unfortunately, a lot of you females will be by yourselves.
Small minds discuss other people. Gossip. Good minds discuss events. Great minds discuss ideas.
Not about being scared, it's about being smart. You know what I'm saying? That's how people survive. Being smart. The toughest guys get killed because they too tough. Always somebody stronger than you, harder than you. There's no such thing as I'm the toughest ever.
You suck at a ton of shit. Good. So does everybody else. You're also probably pretty fucking rad at something. Try as many things as possible until you figure out what you're rad at and you like, and go fucking do that for the rest of your life. And stop giving a fuck about everybody else.
Stay working, stay grounded, stay humble.
Focus on you locked in and can't nobody tell you nothing. Like I'm at that stage right now. Like I ain't saying like can't nobody, I ain't gonna listen, but I'm saying like as far as my goals, can't nobody stop me from reaching them.
If you're spiritual, you believe that you have a soul inside you, and your soul can live forever. Your body won't. I'd say to keep yourself happy and youthful is just do the things that make your soul happy.
All my life I heard the terms, you have to fake it to make it. But I ain't never really subscribed to that concept, because I believe you have to think it to make it. See, it's your thoughts and your feelings that create abundance for you. Change your mind and you can change your life.
Success leaves clues and so do failures. A skill that you have to develop is identifying who the losers are, not paying attention to what they're doing, find the winners, and try to R&D what they do, which doesn't stand for research and development, it stands for rip off and duplicate.
Don't make excuses, don't blame any other person or any other thing. Take ownership of your problems and then take ownership of the solutions that will get those problems solved.
If you can't control your own brain and your brain controls you, you're fucked. You got to tell your brain where you want to go and how you want to go and how you want to get there. You got to control it. If not, it's over.
A wise person once told me, you got to let people do what they want to do so you will see what they would rather do. And that'll answer all the questions that you have. Now think about that. Let that sink in.
There's no women. If I have to vet them all with these 20 here, then I'm never going to get a girl, Rich. Okay, well, that's the reality of society today. The reason why I give you these tools is so that you can see them for what they are, understand them, and then adapt accordingly. I did this podcast interview with this gal. Literally every male imaged avatar icon is simping for this gal. Oh, I'm a much nicer Canadian. You should pick me. I would marry you with the drop of a hat.
Stop playing. Right. You ain't in the streets no more. I'm telling you, look yourself in the mirror. Stop playing with this God-given talent. That ain't the way to do it.
When a man becomes successful, he'll get more attention from women. When a woman becomes successful, she actually limits her dating pool, because when you make $100,000 a year, you really don't want to date down.
Most men will just block you and never talk to you again, as opposed to being like, hey, you gave me some of that cat and it smelled like 9 lives. It smelled like kibbles and bits, onions, and Caesar dressing.
Men have an innate need to scatter seed. Whether you choose to be monogamous or to be non-monogamous, that's your choice. As long as you're putting yourself first and you're getting the results out of life that you want and you're not hurting anybody, I don't see anything wrong with you at that.
Even then, I didn't know I was going to be here. But once you have that tunnel vision, so many things that come along the way just come and just try to stop you from going to the next level or going to the next step or whatever you have to do, that you just got to keep going.
I wanted people who thinking about giving up, you know what I'm saying, people who it's kind of hard for, show those people that it's such thing as faith. No, never let go, always work. No, never lack up on working, no matter how long it takes.
You gotta remember, when guys are out working hard, putting a dent in the universe, and they're doing something of some significance, they don't want to come home to a nightmare. They don't want to come home to a fight. They don't want to come home to, what? They want pleasantries, love, a nice meal. They want to see beauty.
I just know me. I know what you're saying ain't valid, bro.
Yeah.
I know me, like I know what's going on. So ain't nothing you could do to say to make me feel like, listen who I am. I know who I am. I know who I am. I know what I'm on.
You gotta take risks. If you getting money, take a risk. You can't be scared to take one. You gotta take it. Some risks be good. Some risks be lessons. Ain't no risk bad.
All you have to do is believe in your dreams and they will manifest for you. If you believe positively, wholeheartedly, have faith in yourself, and I'm not just talking about sitting on the couch saying, I can do this. I'm talking about doing it.
Men and women are exactly the same, so let's treat everybody identically. And that's really not how it works out. Men and women are in fact quite different. There's nothing wrong with that. We're complementary to one another. And that's a good thing. You want a woman to complement your life, not be the focus of it.
If you're talking about your dreams and goals and they give small, sarcastic remarks, boo them. Just an all-around negative Nancy, kick them out of there, man. Don't let someone else's negativity cancel out your life.
Take her ass to Applebee's. Because if you took me somewhere top tier, and I was all for you then, and then you call me next week and we pull up at Applebee's. Am I going for that? If she don't, pass her ass up.
Everybody's getting pimped. Whether you work a 9 to 5 or whether you work for yourself, you're getting pimped by somebody. That's not the crime. The crime is how long you allow yourself to get pimped. You have to come up. Everything is a come up. Everything is a struggle. You start from the bottom, working to the top.
Hey, look. Remember when you was stressed the fuck out last week, a month ago, 2 months ago, 5 months ago? Look, you here today, you got through that shit. And I promise you, today ain't nothing different. You're gonna be alright, bro.
My shit lasts because I've always been genuine. I've stayed the same way. I don't change on nobody. I fuck with everybody that I fuck with until you show me that I can't fuck with you no more.
Younger people today should really pay attention to older guys that have lived life and had those experiences. These 20-something-year-old gurus that are holding out to the public that they're experts of making money or love or women or whatever. They're either lying or they don't know what they're talking about.
I'm not going to reward my kids to take out the garbage and wash the car, because if I do, then I'm conditioning them to look for that as they grow older. Instead, I'm going to reward them for reading the books and applying those books.
The more frequently she's talking poorly about exes, let's say she talks poorly of one but all the time, or she talks poorly of all of them all the time, the more frequently it occurs, the bigger and brighter the red flag should be in your mind.
Where you are now is just a reflection of your past thoughts, your past thinking. So if you want to change your future, you got to change your thoughts now and then put them into action.
Your mind should be as sharp as a knife and your body as strong as a bull. But most importantly, your soul needs to be pure and your conscience needs to be as light as a feather.
I ain't trying to admit this type of emotion, but man, this shit hurt.
I feel you.
This shit hurt, homie.
I feel you.
I was destroyed on the inside, man. This shit hurt. Trusting people is scary.
If you're not getting hated on, you ain't doing shit right. You need people talking about you because in turn, they really want to be you. There's nothing like when people talk shit about you and you prove them wrong, tú le das una galleta sin mano. That means you can slap them without touching them.
If you know that God has called you to be in a certain place, no matter what happens, no matter who doesn't believe you, no matter people who don't think you're capable or good enough, you know that God's called you to that place, so you know you're going to win no matter what. And
try to be a little open-minded as it comes to a lot of things, and then some things my spirit just goes nah.
Yeah, and you gotta trust that.
And I always do, and it hurts me sometimes, but I don't mind.
Women mostly lead with "I feel like." I feel like that's not right. I feel like there should be more like that. Also, beta males, soy boys, they'll also use a lot of the "I feel" language too. Intelligent men that lead with rational thought use words like "I think."
You cannot change your life unless you change something. If you always do what you always did, you'll always get what you always got.
When a man goes out with a woman, it's typically for sexual reasons. When a woman goes out with a man, it's a multitude of other reasons. Because women get value out of a first date, regardless of whether they sleep with the guy or not. The guy, a lot of times, doesn't get value unless he gets some kind of intimacy.
Women can't be promiscuous without penalty. Every new guy that she's with, her SMV declines. We don't care about your degrees. We don't give a fuck about your handbags. So what does that leave us with? Women are beauty objects to men.
Age don't bring wisdom. I tell people all the time, age do not bring wisdom. The only way you become wise is you apply knowledge to life. That's how you become wise, or you'll be called what we all know as old fool.
If you can't visualize winning, then you will not win. And the average person, because we're programmed not to win, 99% of us are, we don't think anyone can. So when someone does, it's amazing.
Y'all mind y'all business, I mind my business. I do what I gotta do, you do what you gotta do. Long as I give you 12 tracks of that real shit, you give me my $12 and we eat. I don't gotta be a role model, I don't gotta hold your hand, I don't gotta do shit.
You wanna know how you know you've outgrown them? When you start getting quiet around them. When you can't even talk anymore because you're just like, I don't even want to express myself because you just don't even get it.
Man got angry at his wife and she cried. When he got asked, "Will you leave her?" He said, My anger to her is just for a moment, but my love to her is forever.